In today's video, I'm going to share with you some harsh truths about the backup camera industry. We found a brand that carries quality automotive technology and we put them to the test so you don't have to. All across the world, drivers are struggling to reverse their cars. Some people are really unlucky. And some, dude, you just need to go back to driver's education. Regardless of driving experience, everyone can benefit from a backup camera. Having worked in the mobile electronics scene for the last 8 years, I've had a lot of time to test a lot of different equipment, but there's one thing that I keep running into, and it's these few issues. So today I want to show you a camera system that is as good as, if not better than what you probably have in your vehicle today. Now, a lot of people don't know this or don't think about it, but when you buy a cheap camera, the first problem you're going to run into is physically installing the camera and getting the hardware mounted. Most camera systems that are brought into my store by customers will either have a front-facing camera or a rear-facing camera, never both. Most cameras are going to look like this, giving you the ability to only mount like so. Unlike this camera, which gives you the ability to mount like so, or even so, if you want to. And if you have a vehicle without this, now you gotta get creative and make a fabrication to make it work. And that is definitely not the way to do it. Not only that, most companies don't give you enough wire, leaving you with a not so clean install. So with all that being said, I want to show you this camera here that you may or may not have overlooked because it seems to share the same physical traits.
But let's dive deep.
The Momento C2 camera, with a ton of awesome benefits that we'll mention later in the video. So let's start with the fact that this one camera can be either a front camera or a rear camera. In the box, a few things to note. It's going to come with a hole saw right here. It's going to come with this mounting kit and this mounting kit. I like to call this one the butterfly kit, and this one is your flush mount kit. What you can do is you can physically put the camera into this ring. You take this little piece of plastic off and you mount it like so. And it even tells you which way's up on the camera. So now I can change the view and make it flat on my screen to where it's actually upright. But that also gives me the ability to mount here, here, or any plane of existence. And I have way more options for mounting versus just my one simple plane. This camera, because of its flush mount capabilities, opens your world to compatibility, giving you specific options for not only the vehicle, but also specific vehicle mounting brackets, kind of like the Jeep spare wheel bracket or a truck handle bracket with a camera built in. The second common issue I run into is the camera quality. The picture quality can be all right, but as soon as you turn the vehicle on, you get the signal to noise ratio and it has a lot of interference, making it look like this. Momento gave us the ability to turn off the built-in guidelines on the camera because most name brand radios have built-in guidelines that you can manipulate. So when it comes to nighttime, they have a little light that's on the camera. It's supposed to light up and give you better view. Doesn't look all that great and doesn't really work. Now the camera does have a 480p quality on there, so it's not insane amount of quality, but the way they made their connectors, they present to you a clean and clear picture without distinctive lines or fuzz. On top of that, the camera advertises automatic white balance to give you a cleaner picture. It really does work. Though the camera does not have a light on it, it does have an impressive low light vision, making things more clear for those nighttime drives. Moving on to the third issue we face, which is lifespan. I've seen these things come and go all throughout the time I've been working here. 2 months to maybe 2 years of lifespan, and it all boils down to the quality of which it's made. Many times I've seen the mounting hardware rust away, sheathing wither away, the lens fog up due to moisture, or simply the power supply going bad over time. Let's be real, I'm gonna go drive in the rain, I'm gonna hit the mud, I'm gonna hit a lot of conditions that's gonna make my car dirty. I'm lazy, I'm gonna go to the car wash. And that is when the camera starts to really break down. So a while back I bought my wife a Subaru Outback, and the factory radio was pooping out, so was the camera system. And that camera, honest to God, it looked like junk. Hated that thing. We went ahead and swapped it out for one of these C2 cameras, and it is still working to this day. We go through the car wash pretty often with our car. Yeah, I know, it's not good for the paint, but you know what? It's a daily, and it's an Outback. 4 or 5 years ago is when I got this car, and we shortly after, about 2 weeks of owning it, slapped a new radio and a backup camera into it, and it still works. Gotta say it was 100% worth it. To wrap everything up, I'm gonna say that the C2 camera is a fantastic camera, not just from a business standpoint, from a personal standpoint as well. I'd recommend this to anybody who's wanting to buy a camera and put it on their vehicle, old or new. It's gonna hold up from the build quality from First Tech. These guys are amazing and they make fantastic products. Now, if you wanna go a step further, I know there's a bit of a jump in the price point, but the C3 camera is a very specific mount for the license plate, but it comes with some really cool features. And if you want to learn more about it, message us or drop a comment down below and we'll get right with you. Make sure to stay up to date with us on all our social media to look out for all the new content that we're putting out. Other than that, you guys stay blessed and we'll see you next time.